Today we're doing a tire review. This is the Kenda Crusher. I've been riding this tire for the last couple hundred miles, and this is my review of it. I have this tire in both a 45 and a 50. This one right here is a 45, and I have the 50 mil on the bike right now. I have to say this is actually may take the top spot as one of my most favorite gravel tires out of everything that I've been riding as of late. For reference, I have been riding the Specialized Pathfinder, the Terra Hardpack, the Schwalbe G1, and a variety of different sizes in the Pathfinder. Those have been kind of my couple tires that I've been riding as of late. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I'm a big fan of the Specialized Pathfinder tire. You just get a lot of versatility out of that tire. You can ride that tire anywhere and it just works in a variety of different conditions. You don't have to switch out tires based off of terrain. You can use it on the road. You can use it on the gravel. Not the best at any of those one things, but a great kind of multi-purpose tire. I will have to say this Kenda tire has become one of my new favorites. If you look at the tread pattern, this one's actually very similar to the Specialized Pathfinders. You have a center patch that is smooth, and then as you get more into the edges, you have more knobs and more terrain. I would say, however, this tire, the Crusher, actually leans quite a bit more into the gravel tire area, and it provides a lot more grip than the Specialized Pathfinder. The Specialized Pathfinder is a great tire. However, if you get it in loose conditions, muddy conditions, things like that, it doesn't quite have the bite of like a traditional knobby gravel tire, but it works good on the road as well. I would say this Kenda Crusher leans more towards that gravel terrain and biting in those adverse conditions. I've ridden this thing in mud and snow and rocky and in a variety of different conditions, and it works really well and has really good traction. One of my steepest descents that I do on my local rides, I typically really struggle getting down it on the Specialized Pathfinder. But this guy in a 50, this Kenda Crusher in a 50 mil, I've never had any problems with, and I can just cruise down that section. The other thing that I will say is this 60 TPI casing over the Specialized Pathfinder is significantly more durable. The Specialized Pathfinder, it is a very long lasting tire, but I would say it is susceptible to gashes, punctures, things like that. It's not the best casing because it's more of like a race tire and it's made to go fast. Whereas this Kenda Crusher in the 60 TPI casing works really good and is really durable. I've ridden this thing hard and never had any issues with it, and it's very supportive. The other thing that I like over this tire, especially in the larger sizes. So I have a 50 mil on my gravel bike right now, and that's what I've been riding as of late. The 50 mil forms to the right side. And what I mean by that is, as an example, the Terra Hardpack, that is a very big tire. And when you blow it up, it is almost square in shape. And when you're riding into the wind or when you're riding fast or in any type of windy conditions, that square tire is like a cell. It just grabs all the wind and makes it really difficult to handle. Whereas these Kenda Crushers, they're nice and round when they're fully blown up and they don't grab as much wind. Now on the flip side, I will say both the Pathfinder and the Continental Terra Hardpack have lower rolling resistance, and that is noticeable. So the actual speed up and slow down is better on those tires. This is a little bit more of a resistant tire to rolling, but those are the trade-offs you make. The Continental tire is one of the lowest rolling resistance tires that I've ridden, but that thing acts like a cell in windy conditions. So that's the trade-off that you're making. This obviously isn't going to roll as quick as the Terra Continental Hardpack, but it is still a great tire. The nice part about this Kenda Crusher as well is it comes in a variety of different sizes. So you can get 650B versions on this. This goes from like a 42 all the way up to a 50. Again, I've been running the 45 version and the 50 version. I prefer a bigger tire no matter what on my gravel bike, so I always lean towards riding the 50 mil. But really up to kind of your personal preferences and how you would ride this. It works great as a road bike tire. Again, it does have a slower rolling resistance, and when you're running the 50 mil, it is a big tire, so I wouldn't recommend it if you do a ton of road riding. But for like versatile, multi-purpose gravel tires, I would say the Kenda Crusher is one of the best. You can ride it as a road tire to a really technical trail. It'll do fine on the road there. You can ride it through some really rough terrain, some really loose terrain, muddy conditions, snowy conditions. And then when you're all done with that, you can flip and ride home on the road. And it works great for a multi-purpose tire. That for me is the biggest thing that I look for in gravel tires, is not necessarily how good they are in their specific category, but how well they perform across a variety of different categories. The Terra Continental Hardpack is really good in hardpack conditions. However, that's about it. If it's loose, if it's muddy, if it's wet, there's a full review on my channel, but that tire kind of loses its focus. The Specialized Pathfinder, I would say, leans more towards like a road bike tire with some gravel capabilities, but it's not right in the middle. The Kenda Crusher, I would say, is probably right in the middle of a great multi-purpose tire. Maybe final details on this. The Specialized Pathfinder never wears out. I don't know why. I've put maybe 5,000 miles on my pair of Specialized Pathfinders 38s, and they looked brand new. Like, they did not wear out. Whereas I do feel like this tire wears quite a bit more than the Specialized Pathfinder. And that could be the trade-off. I have noticed tires that are grippier, especially on my mountain bike. The grippier the compound, the grippier the tire, the shorter time you'll have to ride it, or the shorter shelf life that it'll have. So that could be the trade-off. You get a grippier tire with the Kenda Crusher. It doesn't last as long as the Specialized Pathfinder. Link to this tire in the description. Feel free to check it out. If you're looking for a great multi-purpose tire, I would definitely recommend the Kenda Crusher. Again, been one of my favorites as of late. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.